Hey everyone, welcome back. Are you ready for another deep dive?
Always fired up for these.
Today we're heading into the fast-paced world of NASCAR.
Oh, yeah. Always a lot going on there.
There's a new sponsorship deal, and it's got a lot of people talking, and I'll be honest, it had me doing a double take too.
I bet. It is a bit of an unexpected pairing.
It's King's Hawaiian. You know those delicious sweet rolls?
The ones you can never have just one of.
Exactly. And they're teaming up with veteran driver Denny Hamlin and the powerhouse team Joe Gibbs Racing.
On the surface, a bread company and a race car. They don't exactly seem like a natural fit, but there's actually a lot more to it.
That's why we're doing a deep dive. Let's break it down.
Okay, let's get into it.
Joe Gibbs Racing officially announced a multi-year agreement with King's Hawaiian.
Big news right there.
They'll be the primary sponsor on Hamlin's number 11 Toyota Camry for 4 races this season.
Okay, so which races are we talking about?
Atlanta, Daytona, Bristol, and Martinsville.
Wow, so they're not messing around. Those are some high-profile races.
And those tracks weren't chosen randomly. King's Hawaiian is being strategic here.
Makes sense. They want to get the most bang for their buck.
They're aligning themselves with Hamlin at tracks where he's historically really strong. Like, he's won at every single one of those tracks.
Oh, absolutely. Think about Martinsville. He's won there 5 times.
5 times. And 4 wins at Bristol, 3 at Daytona, and even a win at Atlanta.
They're putting their money on a proven winner, which is smart. They want to be associated with that winning image.
This is a big year for Hamlin, too. It's his 20th full-time season in the NASCAR Cup Series.
20 years, wow. That's impressive. The guy's practically a NASCAR dynasty.
And he's a contender for the Hall of Fame, already tied for 12th on the all-time wins list.
54 victories and counting. Don't forget those 3 wins last year.
He's still got it.
Yeah.
Which makes this next part even more interesting. There's a big change for Hamlin this season.
Oh, what's that?
He's got a new crew chief, Chris Gale. Now, I'm no racing expert, but I'm guessing that's kind of a big deal.
It is a huge deal, like monumental. Think of the crew chief as the driver's right-hand man, their strategist. During the race, they're calling the shots, adjusting the car's setup, and constantly communicating with the driver.
So it's like a high-pressure dance. They have to be perfectly in sync.
Precisely. It's all about trust and split-second decisions.
Switching crew chiefs mid-career, that must be tough.
It adds a whole other layer of uncertainty to this season. We'll have to see how Hamlin adapts to working with Gale. Can they develop the same synergy he had with his previous crew chief? That remains to be seen.
So we've got a veteran driver, a new crew chief, and a bread company jumping into the mix.
Quite a combination, right?
So let's talk more about King's Hawaiian. I mean, yeah, we all love those roles, but what's the bigger picture here? What are they hoping to get out of this sponsorship?
Well, for one, they're celebrating a big milestone this year, their 75th anniversary.
75 years. That's amazing. They've been a family-owned business since they started back in 1950.
In Hilo, Hawaii.
I didn't know that. 75 years. They must be doing something right. I guess aligning with a family-oriented sport like NASCAR makes sense for a brand with those family values, right?
You hit it right on the head. It's about bringing people together. King's Hawaiian is all about making food that brings people together, you know, those shared moments around the table. And NASCAR races are often big family events, too.
Yeah, you can totally picture those tailgates at the track.
Exactly. It's all about the experience, sharing food with loved ones and connecting that to the excitement of a NASCAR race.
And you know what? Speaking of King's Hawaiian, I'm actually getting hungry just thinking about it.
Me too, now that you mention it.
I mean, those original Hawaiian sweet rolls are a classic, but they also have those slider buns that are perfect for tailgating.
Oh yeah, those are good.
And the hamburger buns, they just elevate any backyard barbecue.
Oh, and we can't forget the sweet and salty pretzel bites.
Okay, see, now you're just making me drool. But there's more to this story than just delicious snacks.
Oh, there's a whole lot more.
This wasn't just a random decision for King's Hawaiian to go with Joe Gibbs Racing. There's some real strategy behind it.
You're right, there's a whole sponsorship shuffle happening behind the scenes.
Ooh, fill me in. What's going on?
So King's Hawaiian used to sponsor RFK Racing,
Okay.
but they made the switch to Joe Gibbs Racing for this season.
Interesting.
And the Sports Business Journal dug into the details.
Oh, what did they find out?
It's a multi-year deal worth, get this, a low 7 figures annually.
Whoa, that's a serious investment.
They're not playing around. So what's the reason behind this big change? Well, there's an interesting twist.
Okay, I'm all ears.
King's Hawaiian's competitor, Bimbo Bakeries USA, they landed a massive deal as the exclusive top vendor partner with Kroger.
Okay, so what does that have to do with King's Hawaiian?
Well, guess what? Kroger just became a sponsor of, you guessed it, RFK Racing.
Oh, so it's like a game of musical chairs.
Exactly. All these brands are shifting around, trying to outmaneuver each other. Did King's Hawaiian jump ship to avoid being overshadowed by their rival? Maybe. Or they're making a statement, showing they're not going to be left behind.
It's like a whole rivalry playing out off the track.
It is. It's fascinating. And they're fighting for those NASCAR fans, their hearts and their stomachs.
So we've talked about the business side of things, the competitive landscape, but what about the people involved?
Oh, you're right. Let's hear from the players themselves. What are they saying about all of this?
Well, Joe Gibbs, the owner of Joe Gibbs Racing, he said they're thrilled to help King's Hawaiian celebrate their big 75th anniversary this season.
Makes sense.
He emphasized how much the brand has become a part of the daily lives of so many families.
It's true. Those roles, they're a staple in so many households.
King's Hawaiian's chief marketing officer, Rauf Musa, he also spoke about the shared commitment to excellence and the huge opportunity to engage with the NASCAR community.
The fans are a huge part of it all.
And, of course, we got to hear from Denny Hamlin himself.
He's the one driving the car after all.
He said King's Hawaiian is already a familiar product in his own household,
Not surprising.
and that he's eager to take their program to even greater heights.
That's what you want to hear, that excitement. They all seem really invested in making this partnership work.
And you know what it makes you think about? It makes you think about the power of authenticity, right? Like you can see right through those generic sponsorships where it's just about slapping a logo on something.
Absolutely. Consumers are savvy. They can tell when a partnership feels forced.
But when it's genuine, when the brand and the sport or the team actually align, that's when it becomes interesting.
It's like a story you can get behind.
And I think this partnership has that potential.
Oh, yeah, I see it too. You've got King's Hawaiian, this brand rooted in tradition, family values.
And then you have Denny Hamlin, a veteran driver, super consistent performance, known for his loyalty to his team and his fans.
It's a good fit.
And let's not forget the powerhouse that is Joe Gibbs Racing.
They're a championship caliber team, no question. Known for their dedication to winning, always pushing for excellence.
It's a pretty powerful combination when you think about it. King's Hawaiian, Denny Hamlin, and Joe Gibbs Racing all working together.
King's Hawaiian gets this massive platform. They get exposure to this incredibly passionate fan base, millions of potential new customers.
And think about the creative marketing possibilities, like pre-race festivities, fan experiences, maybe even special product promotion.
Oh yeah, they could do so much with this.
I'm already picturing those King's Hawaiian sliders at the racetrack.
It's about capturing that feeling, that excitement, those shared moments of enjoyment, and connecting it back to the brand.
And for King's Hawaiian, it's not just about getting new customers, it's about associating their brand with those positive emotions, you know?
Yes, hard.
I mean, this partnership really speaks to this larger trend that we're seeing with brands, right?
What do you mean?
They're all looking for authentic connections with their audience.
You're right. It's not enough to just have a big marketing budget and blast your message everywhere.
People are looking for something real.
Yeah, they want to see those shared values, that genuine alignment that makes them feel good about supporting a brand.
Because we're all becoming more aware, right? We can sniff out a disingenuous marketing ploy a mile away.
Exactly. But when a partnership feels real, when there's a natural fit, it builds trust.
And it strengthens the connection between the consumer and the brands.
I think that's what we're seeing here with King's Hawaiian and Denny Hamlin. They're both known for that commitment to quality.
Those family-oriented values.
And their ability to bring people together.
It's a good story.
It's a compelling story. It's not just a business transaction. It's more than that.
Yeah, it's this convergence of shared values.
A strategic alignment of goals.
And a genuine sense of excitement for what the future holds.
But let's not forget, the world of sports sponsorships is constantly in motion. It's always evolving.
So true. We've already seen how those competitor dynamics, like the Bimbo Bakeries and Kroger situation, can really shake things up.
There's always something new happening. New brands wanting a piece of the action, new technologies emerging.
Consumer preferences are constantly shifting.
So it makes you wonder, what does the future hold for this partnership? Can King's Hawaiian and Denny Hamlin achieve those shared goals?
Will their connection resonate with the fans?
How will they adapt to the inevitable changes that are coming down the road?
These are all good questions.
Questions worth pondering as we watch their journey this season and beyond.
I mean, this deep dive has really got me thinking about the bigger picture.
In what way?
These rivalries, like between King's Hawaiian and Bimbo bakeries, each one fighting for dominance.
It's like a whole other race happening off the track.
It is. These companies are strategizing, maneuvering for those prime sponsorship positions.
And these decisions, they have a ripple effect throughout the whole sport.
It affects which teams get funding, which drivers get those top opportunities.
And ultimately, who ends up in victory lane?
It's like a whole ecosystem, all these interconnected parts.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As a consumer, it makes you look at the brands you support differently.
And the partnerships they choose.
It's about being more aware, more informed.
That's the great thing about these deep dives.
What is?
They encourage us to look beyond the surface.
To think critically.
To question our assumptions.
And to really consider those bigger forces that are shaping the things we enjoy.
Exactly. So as we watch Denny Hamlin race this season,
See what he can do.
we'll be cheering him on, but also watching to see how this partnership with King's Hawaiian develops.
Will they get creative with their marketing?
Will they leverage this platform to reach their goals?
And most importantly, will it bring a little bit of joy, a little aloha spirit to the NASCAR community?
Only time will tell.
One thing's for sure, though. This deep dive has given us a whole new perspective.
On the world of NASCAR sponsorships.
And that fascinating connection between business, sports, and consumer culture.
It's a lot more complex than you might think.
It is.
So next time you're at the grocery store,
Or firing up the grill for a race day party.
grab some King's Hawaiian rolls and think about this.
Hmm.
How do you think this partnership will play out in the long run?
What are your predictions for Denny Hamlin and the Joe Gibbs Racing team this season?
It's a question worth pondering. And this brings up another thought-provoking question. It makes you wonder what goes into these decisions, right?
Yeah, like what's the thought process?
When a company like King's Hawaiian decides to invest this kind of money in a NASCAR team, it's got to be more than just loving racing.
Oh, for sure. There's some serious marketing strategy going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They're looking at those NASCAR demographics, those fans.
Trying to figure out if their brand aligns with the sport's image.
And of course, they're thinking about that bottom line, the return on their investment.
So it's a puzzle they're trying to solve. Reach the right audience, build brand loyalty, and ultimately boost those sales.
Exactly. And it's not easy these days. Think about it. We're bombarded with advertising everywhere we go.
Mm-hmm.
So how does a brand stand out? How do they cut through the noise?
Well, a partnership like this, it's definitely one way to do it.
It's about creating a story, something that people can connect with, something more engaging than just another ad.
And in this case, King's Hawaiian, they're tapping into those emotions, right?
Family, tradition, that shared enjoyment, simple things that resonate with people.
Think about it. You're tailgating with friends, family, grilling up some burgers.
And enjoying those delicious King's Hawaiian rolls.
It's a feel-good experience.
And they're trying to connect their brand to that feeling.
It's the power of association,
Like if you see your favorite driver celebrating a victory with a King's Hawaiian hat on.
You might just grab those rolls the next time you're at the grocery store. It's subtle, but it works.
It's all about creating those positive associations.
But it's not a sure thing, right?
What do you mean?
NASCAR, it's unpredictable, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's no guarantee of victory. What if Hamlin has a tough season?
Does that hurt King's Hawaiian?
That's a good question.
Well, there's always risk involved.
Yeah.
With any marketing strategy but the smart brands, they try to minimize that risk.
They gotta have a plan B, right?
Absolutely. They need to be flexible, think about ways to engage the fans even when things aren't going perfectly on the track, and ultimately build that brand loyalty no matter what happens.
So this sponsorship deal, it's just the starting line.
The race has just begun.
And it'll be interesting to watch how they navigate this partnership, how they use it to reach those marketing goals.
It's a challenge for sure, but it's also an opportunity.
And for you, the listener, it's a chance to be a more informed consumer.
What do you mean?
Pay attention to these partnerships. Think about the motivations behind them. Are they genuine? Are they trying to pull the wool over your eyes?
Because at the end of the day, we're all part of this world,
Yeah.
the world of marketing.
Yeah.
And understanding how it works, well, it gives you a little more control.
Exactly. You can make more informed choices.
So next time you see Denny Hamlin out there on the track,
With that King's Hawaiian logo on his car,
remember there's a lot more to the story than meets the eye.
it's a whole web of strategy and competition.
And this ever-evolving relationship between brands and consumers.
It's fascinating stuff. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll be back soon with another intriguing topic, ready to explore those hidden connections that shape our world. Until then, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep those engines revving.
Thanks for tuning in as we break down the game, the deals, and all things name, image, likeness. Don't forget, this podcast is brought to you by Student Baller, your go-to resource for boosting your NIL game. Make sure to check out their exclusive NIL launch kit and brand kit and join the Student Baller family to unlock opportunities that could change your life. And hey, if you found value in today's episode, show us some love. Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and share this podcast with your squad. Let's build this NIL community together. Powered by StudentBaller.com. One call Student Ball.